Hello and welcome to another Orange Coast College mathematics video. In this video, we're going to learn to add and subtract rational expressions. Now, I'll assume you're comfortable adding and subtracting polynomials, as well as simplifying rational expressions. Adding two fractions is, when they have the same denominator, is relatively straightforward. And that is simply that if you have a over b plus c over b, then the way to add those two fractions is to simply add their numerators and then put that over the same denominator. So you would get a plus c over b. Let's take a look at an example. To add these two rational expressions, we simply add up their numerators. So this will be equal to x plus 2, and we leave it over the same denominator. However, we're not finished. We need to simplify. So to simplify, we factor the polynomials in the numerator and denominator. So the numerator is already factored. It's still x plus 2. And in the denominator, x squared minus 4 is a difference of squares, so it will factor into x plus 2 times x minus 2. Then we have a common factor of x plus 2 in the numerator and denominator. We cancel those, and it leaves us with 1 over x minus 2. And we're done. Here we have a subtraction problem. Now this is almost the same as addition. We're going to subtract these two polynomials and place them over the same denominator, but there's one thing we have to pay attention to. So for the first one, it'll be 2x squared minus 5x plus 1. And when we subtract, make sure you subtract the entire polynomial. What that means, put parentheses around it because we want to distribute that negative sign. And then again, this is all over the same denominator. So x squared plus x minus 2. All right. Now, what we'll get is we'll get 2x squared minus 5x plus 1 minus, distribute the negative sign, minus x squared minus negative 2x gives us plus 2x, and then minus 11. And now we simplify this. So we have 2x squared minus x squared will give us x squared. We will have negative 5x plus 2x will give us negative 3x. And 1 plus negative 11 will give us negative 10. So we have x squared minus 3x minus 10 over x squared plus x minus 2. And now we must simplify the numerator and denominator. The numerator will factor into x minus 5 times x plus 2, and the denominator will factor into x plus 2 times x minus 1. We have a common factor of x plus 2 in both the numerator and denominator, so we cancel that out, and it leaves us with x minus 5 over x minus 1. And that's it. Here's our final example. So again, we need to add up these three rational expressions. So what we'll get is we'll have add or subtract up all the numerators, depending on what you're being asked, over the same denominator. So we'll get a minus 6 plus negative a plus 5. And since we have minus a plus 3, what we'll do is we'll just reverse the sign. So we'll have minus a minus 3. And then that all goes over the denominator a squared plus 3a minus 4. Now when we simplify our numerator, we'll get a minus a minus a. So that's negative a. And then we have negative 6 plus 5 is negative 1 minus 3 is negative 4. Okay. And then we have a squared plus 3a minus 4 in the denominator. And now we need to factor the numerator and denominator. We have a common factor of negative 1. Let's factor out the negative 1 from the numerator. We have a plus 4. And then down in the denominator, we can factor that trinomial as a plus 4 times a minus 1. And we have a common factor of a plus 4. So we can finish this. This will be negative 1 over a minus 1. Now, if we want, sometimes we don't want to have that negative sign out in front. So if we wanted to, we could simply multiply, and we can multiply the numerator and denominator by -1. That will clear the negative sign in the numerator. We will change the denominator to be -1 times the quantity a minus 1. So you can just distribute that and you would get 1 minus a instead. This is mostly aesthetic, but you can do it if you want. And that's it for adding and subtracting rational expressions with the same denominator. The next step is learning to add and subtract rational expressions that have different denominators, which is a bit more complicated. But practice this, and then you'll be ready for the next step. Until next time, have fun.